Firefighting tragedy as a wildfire grows just outside of Yosemite National Park. CAL FIRE is remembering and mourning the death of a pilot, where the crash investigation is headed next.
OMG about GMOs. The Consumer Reports investigation that found what you read on the label isn't always what you get.
We have gifts ranging from $15 to $475,000, and so there is something for everybody on your list.
Absolutely something for everybody. The magazine, shopping magazine that offers you everything you didn't know you needed or wanted.
KCRA 3 News at 5 starts right now.
This is a very sad day for all of us, and really just underscores the dangers of wildland firefighting and really how much more dangerous they are this year, compounded by the extreme fire conditions we're seeing because of the drought.
CAL FIRE's mourning after the pilot of an air tanker crash died. A pilot crashed while battling a wildfire that's currently burning near Yosemite National Park. CAL FIRE lost contact with the plane around 4:30 in the afternoon. The air tanker went down about a mile inside Yosemite National Park near Highway 140. It leads into the heart of the park. And we know Highway 140 at the entrance to Yosemite will be closed for at least another 24 hours.
As we follow the Dog Rock fire, let's head out to KCRA 3's Mike DeSalle, who has arrived in the town of Mariposa just outside Yosemite. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, good morning from the gateway into Yosemite, and you can see right behind me there is the roadblock sign telling you that at the park entrance it is closed, trying to get in on Highway 140 because of this fire. And really, there are two headlines we'll be following as the morning unfolds. Take a look. This is the fire as it looked late yesterday afternoon into the evening following that air tanker crash. And the two headlines we'll be following is, number one, the air tanker crash itself. At 8 o'clock this morning, CAL FIRE is expected to talk to us specifically about this crash. At that point in time, we may learn the identity of the pilot involved here. We do know the pilot based out of Hollister, but also we know that the FAA and the NTSB are to arrive on scene. CAL FIRE did confirm that they did make it to the crash site late yesterday, trying to confirm the pilot was deceased. That was the case, but today federal investigators are expected to arrive here on scene. And then number two, we have the issue of the fire itself, which has caused the closure of Highway 140, because right now the town of Foresta, some 60 homes and structures are evacuated because of this fire. So a very real concern to that community just from the firefighting standpoint. So really two headlines we'll be following throughout this morning as we move through the morning. But again, 8 a.m. is when CAL FIRE is expected to hold a news briefing to specifically update us on what they've learned about that air tanker crash so far. So stay tuned here on KCRA and KCRA.com for the latest on those. For now, just beware if you are going to be heading into Yosemite. Highway 120 and 41, those are access points, but Highway 140 at this point remains shut down at the park entrance. Live in Mariposa, Mike DeSalle, KCRA 3 News.
All right, thank you, Mike. And Teo, several people saw this crash happen.
Yeah, they certainly did. Among them, a sheriff's sergeant. He reports that he saw the plane slam into the side of a canyon, and small pieces of debris fell onto Highway 140 below. A live Copter 3 up in the air capturing this image after the crash. You can see that long stream of orange on the side of the cliff, that fire retardant foam and smoke rising from Highway 140 below.
The plane was a Grumman S-2T. CAL FIRE has about 24 of those planes. This is what they look like. These planes were fighting the sand fire earlier this year. CAL FIRE uses them for a faster initial attack at wildfires, which is why they were first to respond to the Dog Rock fire after it sparked yesterday afternoon. The S-2Ts are some of the smaller aircraft in CAL FIRE's fleet. CAL FIRE purchased the planes from the U.S. Navy, then reconditioned them. Normally, the crew consists of just a pilot, and the plane can carry about 1,200 gallons of retardant. As you can imagine, flying over a burning fire is extremely tough. The pilot of Live Copter 3, Dave Allen, often flies over flames so that we can show you exactly what's happening on the ground. He talked about the conditions the pilot might have faced.
When you get around the fire, you get a lot of variation in heating and cooling. So a fire is going to have a lot of updrafts, a lot of downdrafts. So you also have to plan for how that wind is going to push you when you're going to do your drop. Tanker drops operate very close to the ground, and here in the Sierra, of course, they're operating close to the ground and in canyons and with peaks around them. So they have to get in, find their path, and sometimes that path can be difficult to see. You have to see it as you're coming in, look beyond it, and know how to time that drop.
And as we just saw, Mike Cassell was live there on the scene. We'll continue to check back in with him live throughout the morning. But if you want to know more details on what happened overnight, just head to our website, KCRA.com. That's where we have extensive coverage of the fire, its movements, and what we know about the deadly crash that happened yesterday afternoon.
Now, the fire's activity, as we know, depends on many factors, one of which is the weather, the wind specifically. Now, for more on what firefighters can expect today, let's head it over to meteorologist Dirk Verdorn.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. But right now we have conditions outside where the temperatures are ranging in the 50s. Expect to have the wind speeds that are going to be picking up here in the valley, but also around in the Sierra. Here's a look at the map showing you the winds this morning. Winds are going to be fairly light to begin the day, but as it progresses through the day, those winds are going to be on the increase. Areas of green show wind speeds between 10 to 20 miles per hour, and in and around again through Mariposa County near Yosemite is where we are going to see those winds, especially right up the canyon. When we get those winds funneling from the west, I expect we'll have winds again between about 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts well over 20 miles per hour possible. So that's not good news for the firefight. Expect to have dry conditions persist with the winds dying down through the overnight and on into tomorrow. So our weather staying clear here in Northern California, where we do have some cloud cover and some activities to the south. This was once Hurricane Simon, is now still working its way through northern Mexico, and that moisture is going to be cutting across Arizona through the southwest, and this is where we're going to see some of the heaviest rain as we go through today and into tomorrow. Your planner for the day today, plenty of sunshine in our area. Temperatures are going to be warming up into the lower 90s this afternoon, so we're going to hold on to that heat, but there is some cooler weather ahead, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that coming up. But first, we need to talk about traffic, and for that we move on to Jacqueline Brown.
Well, the good news is we don't have a lot of traffic right now. Still very early, and things are very quiet as you make your way through Modesto. No major problems. Of course, we do have overnight road work, 219 and 99. You will see some orange cones out there. Starting to see those slowdowns along westbound 205. Tracy drivers dealing with some delays, but no accidents. This is just your typical morning commute. Taking it into Stockton, here's I-5 near Ben Holt, and you can see a very nice and pleasant start to your Wednesday morning commute. No major delays along the Crosstown Freeway or 99, with the exception of some road work, 99 in French Camp. Heading into Sacramento, speeds moving at the limit. We do have some road work that continues along Highway 50 near I-5, 99 in Elkhorn, and the Cap City Freeway. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline. New this morning, San Francisco police are trying to protect the cars of Giants fans from burglars. They say they shot and killed a burglary suspect and wounded another. Happened around 9 last night, just before the game ended on Bryant Street. Officers assigned to conduct crime suppression around AT&T Park found 3 suspects breaking into a Mercedes SUV. As officers approached the getaway vehicle, they saw the driver pull out a gun. They told him to drop it, but they say he didn't, and they opened fire, killing the driver and wounding a passenger. Another passenger tried to run away but was caught. They recovered the gun and stolen property from the Mercedes in the suspect's vehicle.
Same-sex couples could soon be getting married in Reno. The federal appeals court struck down bans on gay marriage in Nevada and in Idaho as well, saying they violated equal protection rights. But it's not clear when they will start. Nevada's governor said it could be 2 weeks before a final order is issued, but Idaho's attorney general says the ban will remain in effect pending an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Monday, the court refused to hear similar cases, effectively legalizing gay marriage in 11 states. A total of 30 states have now legalized gay marriage.
It is 5:07 now, and still ahead, protecting Americans from the Ebola virus.
Who the president is meeting with today, and whether the CDC plans to take further action to reduce Americans' risk of contracting the deadly disease. And
blood moon rising, while the moon splashed in deep crimson, and how rare this event is.